Momo thought Okun was deceiving her, but the truth was even more terrifying than she had imagined. Just then, mysterious alien warriors appeared. Will Okun be able to protect his loved ones from the aliens? Today, we dive into the intense and thrilling experience of the Dan 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 anime. Let's begin.
Momo walks away in frustration. Okarun follows her, trying to explain that what she saw wasn't real. But Momo doesn't want to hear anything. She believes that Okarun had said he was working on a report, yet she saw him making out with Aira, his shirt open and sweating. All of this has made Momo's suspicions feel true. Okarun tries to explain, but Momo silences him and goes back to class. In class, Momo can't focus. She behaves strangely, and her friends start thinking she might be possessed. Meanwhile, Okarun thinks he should have told the truth, that he was secretly training to surprise Momo. But now, instead of thinking about all that, he needs to become even stronger. Just then he sees that his classroom is filling up with water, and all his classmates have vanished. Outside, an unknown voice can be heard, and he goes toward the hall. It was Aira's voice. All the classmates are gone, and outside the windows it's completely dark. Aira suspects that Momo must be behind this. Okarun goes to look for Momo, but she is not in class. He feels like he has been to a place like this before. Momo tries to escape through the window, but all the windows are sealed shut. The water's rising. She wonders where Okarun is. Is this happening only to her? Just then, from behind her, comes the terrifying hiss of a snake-like creature. Momo hides, but with the slightest movement, the creature notices her. It's a dinosaur which breathes fire from its mouth and destroys the classroom. Fortunately, Momo isn't hurt. She thinks, where is Okarun? Okarun and Aira hear the blast and rush over. Aira asks, what is that? Okarun says he doesn't know, but they've faced something like this before, when an alien had trapped them from all sides. Aira is shocked. Aliens are real, she asks. Okarun replies, yes, and they're worse than ghosts. Just then a crab-headed alien appears, wearing boxing gloves. It attacks them. Okarun switches to Turbo Granny mode to protect Aira. He tells Aira to escape, but suddenly he feels dizzy and collapses. Here we see that the Serpo aliens have returned to Okarun, stronger than before. They have altered the place in such a way that only people with supernatural powers can sense and face the changes. Aira tries to scare them by showing a cross, but the alien throws her aside. They say that only highly spiritual people can enter here, which means Aira also has such power. They have come to take Okarun's banana. But Okarun gets angry because everyone is always after his banana. Okarun explains that the Serpos are after a certain power, but this is a power the aliens will never be able to take. However, the aliens use telekinesis to overpower Okarun and tear his clothes, preparing him for an operation. Just then, some hair grabs them. It's revealed that Aira's acrobatic silky power has awakened. She has transformed just like Okarun. But Aira believes that the Almighty has chosen her, and that's why she now has this power. However, Okarun's clothes have been torn off completely, leaving him fully naked. Seeing this, Aira blushes and says, "We're not even married yet. I can't see you like this." One Serpo alien realizes that Aira might also have superpowers. He orders his boxing alien to attack her. Aira fights with him, while Okarun goes into a classroom to find clothes. The boxing alien keeps attacking her while singing. Aira eventually attacks the Serpo alien, but he uses psychokinesis to throw her away. That impact injures the boxing alien too. It turns out the boxing alien is actually a bodyguard, but the Serpos consider him to be of lower rank. Then the boxing alien attacks Ira again, but she dodges all his punches. Meanwhile, Okarun opens a classroom locker, searching for clothes. Suddenly, the boxing alien throws a jet punch that breaks through a wall and hits Okarun. Ira praises the punch but says, "What's the point of a punch if it doesn't hit the target?" She then kicks the alien, slamming him into the ceiling, his head getting stuck there. Ira moves straight toward the Serpo alien, but he catches her again with his power. This time, Ira returns to her normal form. The Serpo alien says with satisfaction, "It's nice to see so many superpowered humans in one place." Then two other aliens get up and reveal their true forms. They told Ira, "You're fast, but you're not that powerful. We didn't plan for this, but now we'll take your power too." Ira replies, "The Almighty has chosen me. I won't lose to the likes of you." Just then, the boxing alien punches her so hard that she crashes through a wall into a classroom. Okarun comes out then, but he's still naked. He immediately transforms into Turbo Granny. But the aliens use their psychokinesis to force him back into his normal form and say, "We are going to take your power." It turns out that if all three aliens stand together at once, they can create an awesome zone where no one can even stand, let alone transform.
Taking the opportunity, the boxing alien keeps beating Okun. But suddenly, Okun grabs his punch and transforms into Turbo Granny, hurling him away. Sarpo is shocked because that should be impossible. Just then, Momo arrives and starts canceling the alien's zone with her powers. Momo tells the aliens, "I haven't forgotten your faces." In reality, the aliens had brought dinosaurs to keep Momo busy, but she cleverly made her way there anyway. Okun is happy to see Momo, but since Momo sees him naked, she calls him a perv. After that, Ayura and Okun both transform back into their ghost forms. The Sarpo aliens kick the boxing alien awake again and warn him, "If you don't do your job properly, your payment will be cut." Then they inject him with a power booster that lets him fight for 24 hours. His strength increases tenfold, and he kicks Ayura so hard she slammed into a wall. Momo explains that the boxer is now so strong she can't track her moves, but Okun can see them, so he saves Ayura. Ayura and Okun fight together, and seeing them so close in battle makes Momo jealous. Suddenly, the dinosaur reappears and kills one of the aliens. Momo and the others panic and try to escape, but then the entire school becomes flooded. Even the walls turn to water. It's all the aliens doing. Underwater, the boxing alien becomes even stronger because he has mantis shrimp-like abilities. He punches Ayura away, but he can't breathe underwater, so he has to surface. Momo tells Okun to use his leg strength to move at super speed even underwater, but Okun can't swim, leaving them both in a bind. They need to pull Ayura out from underwater, but the mantis alien is in the way. Okun says he'll distract him, but Momo knows that won't work. In the end, Momo uses Okun like a speedboat to reach Ayura and pull her up, reviving her. Ayura doesn't want to remove her clothes, but she's forced to do so because they slow her down in the water. Then they see Nessie, the mantis, and Sarpo merge into a giant creature capable of shooting lasers. They realize that if they break its neck, it won't be able to fire lasers anymore. Ayura wraps her hair around its neck, but she ends up injured. Momo uses her powerful psychic ability to subdue the aliens because the boxing alien can't fight Momo. And since all the aliens are now one body, Momo can easily destroy them. But part of the alien traps Momo inside glass and drags her deep underwater so she'll drown. Okun uses Ayura's hair as a guide, runs down, rescues Momo, and slices the alien in half. Once all the aliens are dead, the domain breaks and they return to school. They're relieved to stand on solid ground again, until they realize all three of them are still naked. The other students see them like this and ask, "Why are you lying here naked?" Embarrassed,
They start running away because the whole school has now seen them without clothes. Next, they're seen standing in sports class in front of a very strict-looking teacher. Momo, Okun, and Aira are all worried and embarrassed that everyone saw them naked, though Aira still takes pride in her beauty. Even though Aira boasts about her powers, Okun realizes the aliens will now target her too, because as long as she has this power, the aliens will keep attacking. Momo wonders, if the aliens want ghost powers, why don't they directly attack ghosts? Okun figures out that even with their advanced technology, the aliens can't conquer Earth, because powerful ghosts protect it. That's why ghost stories aren't just in Japan, but all over the world. In short, ghosts are the reason Earth is safe from alien invasion. No matter how scientific the aliens are, they can't defeat the yokai. That's why they target people like Okun, to study them and create technology that can defeat yokai. Momo and Aira are still worried about how they'll explain what happened at school. Will anyone believe them? Aira blames everything on Momo, saying it was Momo who told them to remove their clothes. Momo doesn't react. Then Aira's two friends pull her away. But Momo can't stop thinking about what happened behind the school between Aira and Okun, something she wants answers for. Okun finally admits the truth. He was trying to become stronger to protect Momo, and Aira tried to kiss him. They both fell, and that's when Momo saw them. Momo says if he'd told her about wanting to be stronger earlier, she wouldn't have misunderstood so much. In reality, he was just trying to impress her. Meanwhile, Aira's classmates believe Momo is to blame for the situation because she's a bad girl who has dated 4 or 5 guys. Hearing this hurts Aira, and she tells everyone, Momo is not that kind of person. In fact, it was Aira herself who had spread those false rumors about Momo. Everyone is stunned. Feeling down, Aira sits outside the school. Momo approaches and realizes Aira may have learned from her mistakes, so she invites her to dinner. Suddenly, the crab alien appears again, with white liquid oozing from his body. Aira gets ready to fight, but the crab says he's helpless. He only fought for money to help his child. Then he collapses. Seeing his helplessness, Momo takes him for treatment and even offers him hospitality. The crab cries, touched that they would care for him despite their earlier fights. He explains that there's a war on his planet, which requires a lot of energy. His child has a blood disease and needs regular transfusions to survive. To afford it, he fights for money. Hearing his sad story, Okun becomes emotional and offers him his golden ball, which is highly valuable on the crab's planet, enough to cure his child's illness. But Momo disagrees, saying it's not a permanent solution. Aira looks at Okun with affectionate eyes, touched by his generosity. Just then, Seiko smells the crab's blood and realizes it's almost like milk. She gives him a glass of milk, and he yells in surprise because it's almost identical to their blood, just thicker. Seiko explains that milk actually comes from cow's blood, and since this milk has been enriched with fertilizer, it's a bit thicker than their blood. She then arranges an actual cow for the crab. The crab is overjoyed and promises lifelong gratitude before leaving. A while later, a boy arrives. From Seiko, we learn that this boy is actually Momo's childhood love. His name is Gigi.
Okun becomes worried, thinking that Gigi is handsome and cool, and now that Gigi has arrived, Momo might stop thinking about Okun. Suddenly, Gigi opens his mouth and starts shouting, and everyone realizes that even though Gigi is handsome, he is not mature. Seiko welcomes Gigi into the house, and Momo asks what's going on. Seiko explains that from today, Gigi will be staying here. Momo gets angry and starts shouting, which makes Okun even more tense. Aira assumes this must be some new demon and that Momo is gathering more demons to destroy the world. Aira warns Momo that after the alien problem is over, her next target will be to destroy Momo. Then she says she'll make her own anti-demon group and leaves. Okun also wants to leave, looking as if someone has died. Momo stops him and signals that they will talk tomorrow. It's her turn to speak. Okun agrees and leaves. During dinner, Momo asks Seiko why Gigi has come to live with them. But Gigi, being a flattering type, keeps praising Seiko, who calls him a genius in return. Seiko explains that Gigi's parents are in the hospital, so he has come to stay with them. In times of trouble, people should help each other. While washing the dishes, Momo remembers that they weren't good friends as kids. In fact, Gigi was the boy Momo used to bully and the one she mentioned in the first episode. Gigi then apologizes to Momo for making fun of her back then. He thinks he's being punished for his past misdeeds because now he can see ghosts. Momo asks if Gigi has a golden ball, but he doesn't even know what that is. He explains that when he was in middle school, they moved to Fan Valley Mountain. The house there was big, but he always felt something strange. He told his parents, but they didn't believe him. One day, a ghost appeared in front of him. From that day onward, he could see ghosts every day, and his parents' health began to deteriorate. He even invited several famous spirit mediums to his house to exorcise the ghost, but within a short time, 3 of them committed suicide. Now Seiko is his last hope. Momo says not to worry, her grandma would just kick the ghosts out. However, Seiko explains that her power doesn't work outside this area, so she can't go. The job will have to be done by Momo. The next day, Gigi goes to Momo's school, and everyone instantly develops a crush on him. The teacher explains Gigi's family situation and that he'll be studying there temporarily. However, Gigi is more interested in looking at the girls. His childish behavior shocks everyone. Although Momo doesn't like this, through the admiration of Momo's friends, Gigi manages to win them over. On the other hand, Okun was feeling down, thinking that Momo might not like him anymore. If she started dating, she wouldn't even look at him, wouldn't listen to any of his random ghost stories, and would completely forget about him. With those thoughts in mind, lunchtime arrived. Okun went to the back of the school to work out. Momo showed up and saw Okun jump into the bushes. She told him she came here to have lunch and to keep an eye on him so he wouldn't do anything weird with Ira. While Okun was doing push-ups, Momo offered to feed him by hand. In Okun's mind, he was overjoyed. Just then, Gigi appeared, bringing Momo her favorite drink. Momo was delighted. Seeing them together, Okun got jealous again and thought he didn't want to be the third wheel. For Momo's happiness, he decided to sacrifice himself. At that moment, in the science lab, a doll came to life and charged toward Okun. Frightened, Okun ran to Momo, but the doll ignored him and said no one could stop it. Momo tried to stop it with her powers, but Gigi pushed her out of the way to protect her. As the doll passed over them, Momo spotted a golden ball underneath it. She thought this might be Okun's second ball. Gigi wouldn't let go of Momo, so she used her powers to hold the doll in place. Momo started pulling on the doll again, but it refused to give in. It broke itself into many pieces to escape from her grip, then reassembled and ran away. Okun returned to his normal form, and Gigi was left stunned by what he had seen. Okun asked, "What do we do now? The doll escaped." Momo had something in her hand that she kept punching. With each punch, they could hear the doll scream. Following the sound, they arrived at a junkyard where they found the doll. Okun asked how Momo knew where it was. Momo explained that when she had broken the doll earlier, she had taken its heart. She was punching it, which caused the doll screams. Momo told the doll they didn't want to hurt it. They just wanted to see its golden ball, which might belong to Okun. Then, in the junkyard, a girl's voice was heard as the doll started looking for someone. The doll's name was actually Taro. A moment later, Taro pulled out another girl doll named Hana. Hana asked Taro why he had risked his life to come here. Taro replied that he loved her very much. Ever since meeting her, his whole life had changed. Before, his life was black and white, but now it was full of color. Hana told Taro she was old and had been thrown away. Taro said he didn't want to go back. If he didn't do something now, he would regret it for the rest of his life. He wanted to be with Hana forever and always protect her. Hearing Taro's words opened Okun's eyes. He decided he wouldn't give up so easily and that he would confess his feelings to Momo no matter what.
Now Momo, Akun and Riji bring Hana to Seiko's house and ask her to let this doll stay with them as well. Besides, there's already a useless cat living there. Turbo Granny says, "Don't compare me to this doll." Seiko asks, "What happened to Taro?" Momo explains that he went back to their chemistry lab and just stood there. He said that as long as Hana was safe, he was willing to stay as a model, but at night he would come here to see Hana. The three of them fold their hands in front of Seiko, pleading. Seiko agrees and asks if Taro also had a golden ball. Momo says what she saw was actually just a Christmas ornament. Gigi comments on Momo's incredible power and says now he understands why Seiko asked her to exorcise the ghost from her house. He also says that Akun's transformation was amazing. Gigi regrets, saying if only Taro had such powers. Meanwhile, Momo is setting the dining table and Gigi is helping her. He notices some trash in her hair and removes it. Momo thanks him. Seeing this, Akun feels awful. He remembers Taro's words about the one he loves and how he will never let her go and will do everything for her or else regret it for the rest of his life. Akun decides that he will do everything for Momo and never back down. He suddenly barges in between them and says, "Momo, you have trash on you." Then Akun starts setting the table while dancing, hoping Momo will find him as funny as she finds Gigi. Gigi joins in and the two start dancing like crazy. Then Seiko tells Momo and Akun to be ready to go to Gigi's house this week because Gigi's house is cursed and they need to deal with it quickly. At midnight, we see some kids at school playing with a Ouija board. Suddenly they hear the sound of someone running away. It's Taro, who was on his way to see Hana. The kids get scared and Taro jumps out through the window. He then takes a train to Seiko's town, but on the way he gets hit by a truck and shatters into pieces. Meanwhile, Momo is waiting with Hana. It's already 4 a.m. Momo gives Hana a blanket and wonders if Taro will even come. A little while later, dawn breaks and Taro arrives. Taro thanks Momo for waiting with Hana and promises that from tomorrow he will arrive on time. Meanwhile, Gigi is sitting in his room. He couldn't sleep the whole night because the ghost's face kept appearing in front of him. The next day, the three of them head toward Gigi's house. On the train, they play many games, but Akon is terrible at them. Gigi has brought candy for everyone, and he and Momo talk about their childhood memories. Listening to them, Akun gets jealous and distracts himself by thinking about his second ball. Seeing him lost in thought, Momo asks him about it. Akun suddenly says, "My ball." Gigi asks, "Is that some kind of inside joke? Why do you keep talking about Akun's ball?" Momo replies, "It's a long story." Gigi starts cracking jokes again and Momo laughs. Akun thinks he must do something to win Momo's heart. He loudly says he wants to talk about Sushinoke, a creature that looks like a snake. Akun says Sushinoke is real, just like no one believed in gorillas 100 years ago. Soon, Sushinoke will be as well known as gorillas. Hearing this, Gigi says he's heard a story about a giant snake in his village. There's a shrine there that's more than 200 years old where they worship a snake. It's called the Sushinoke Shrine. Momo says she wants to see that shrine. Akun says there's also a shrine for a mummified kappa. And shrines like these are quite common. Now Gigi also becomes interested in Akun's book and the two start debating with each other. Akun realizes it's the first time he's talked to someone for so long without Momo being involved. He usually doesn't share such things with anyone, but he's having fun with Gigi, so they end up becoming friends. Then they arrive in Gigi's village and Momo notices there are many hot springs. Gigi says his father researches volcanoes here, which is why they live in this area. Momo asks, the volcano won't erupt, right? Gigi replies, it erupted 200 years ago, but it's been calm ever since. Then after climbing a lot of stairs, they finally reach Gigi's house. Gigi rushes up the stairs, but Okun and Momo are exhausted. Momo says she doesn't feel any evil presence here and wants to take a short rest. Okun notices something in the forest but doesn't pay much attention and enters the house. We see that there are a few people in the forest watching them. After looking around the house, Momo says, there are no ghosts here. Gigi responds, the other spirit medium said there was a dark shadow here. Momo thinks maybe the ghosts are hiding and might only come out at night. If a ghost is weak, Momo can't detect it, making it easier for them to stay hidden. That's actually good news because Momo can easily defeat such ghosts. Hearing this, Gigi becomes very happy and goes to get juice for Momo. Momo asks Okun to sit next to her. As soon as Okun sits down, Momo says she's going to bathe in the hot springs and will be back before evening. After Momo leaves, Okun and Gigi start playing football. Okun has never played football properly, so Gigi teaches him how to play. Meanwhile, Momo has gone to the hot springs on purpose so that Okun and Gigi can spend time together, hoping they'll build a good friendship. She's noticed that Okun has never really bonded with anyone like this before. Okun tells Gigi that Momo was his first friend and that he respects her a lot. Gigi says he loves Momo's looks and personality. Okun says, me too. Then they start arguing over who loves Momo more. Gigi says he wins because he is Momo's childhood friend. Okun remembers a time when he accidentally kissed Momo and blushing says, then I win. Momo begins to get out of the water, but suddenly 5 men enter and start making nasty comments towards her. Okun and Gigi are both exhausted. Gigi extends a hand of friendship to Okun, but when Okun reaches out, Gigi grabs him and says, now you have to admit defeat. Suddenly, Okun's eyes shift towards Gigi's house, where he notices an extra wall that can't be seen from the outside. Gigi also thinks he's never seen that wall before and suspects there must be a secret room behind it. Meanwhile, the 5 men also get into the water and continue harassing Momo. She wants to get out but she can't because her clothes are outside. The men keep moving closer, taking advantage of the situation. At that moment, Gigi starts smashing the wall with a hammer. Behind it, they find a secret room filled with thousands of talisman charms hanging everywhere. And that's where Danda Dan's first series ends. So friends, what is the real mystery of Gigi's house? Are there ghosts inside? Who are these men attacking Momo? We'll find out all of this in the next season. If you're excited, I can explain the next season too. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Your one like boosts my motivation even more. Also, let me know in the comments if you want me to explain the next season. Thank you.